I'm going to invite Bob, a board member of Mount Elgon Tree Growing Enterprise.
First days that this project was started, there was a big international conference at Mount Elgon Hotel in 2009, and many people involved in development attended that conference. At the end of it, a gentleman from Wales, John Townley, stood up and said, "I have money to plant 1 million trees." We, as a number of NGOs and organisations in the town, felt that we could provide the services in the background to be able to do that. And 4 organisations came together. Salem Brotherhood, Gumatinda, the coffee cooperative at that time, SAL, part of the Baptist Church Extension Project, and Bunkoko Rural Development Centre. And we came together, and that money was granted to us to do this work. We're going to plant 1 million trees over 3 years. And we would meet and we would talk, and we formed 40 small nurseries in the area. Each of the partners had 10, so there were 40 little nurseries. At the end of 3 years, there was a survey done, and we were able to record that not 1 million trees, but 1.3 million trees had been distributed in the region. And this was seen as a great success. There's 2 people sat here today that were involved in that. Joseph and Jonathan. They were involved in helping to put this project off the ground. We succeeded. Over the years, I have had involvement in this part of Africa. At one stage in about 2007, good morning, I worked in southern Sudan, and I was asked to drive a car from Nairobi to Juba. And where did I pass? I came along this road here, and I saw Wanali Hill. And in Wanali, 1977, I saw Wanali Hill. And at that time, there were many trees growing on the mountain. I came back in 1999 to live and work here. Most of those trees had gone. People needed land. People needed the ability to be able to produce and provide food. But we needed to help them put those trees back. And the formation of Mbale Cap and the Tree Project has been able to do that. We put 25 million trees on that mountain, and that is a good contribution. Now, some of those trees have been cut. That's fine. People need firewood for cooking. We need to be eating. Our stomachs need to be happy. And without good food, good crops, and a good environment, we can't do that. We're able to introduce bees so that the pollination improves. We'll be able to improve the cooking with what we call a Loreno stove. And that is a few bricks, some cow dung, some murram, make a stove that is uses 25% of the wood that 3 stoves will use. We're not cooking on 1 pot, we're cooking on 2. We've got not many ladies here, but if you see in the village these stoves being used, it stops children falling onto the fire. It stops the pot being knocked over. It stops the smoke getting in the eyes of the people that are cooking. environmentally it is a lot safer. So these things have made a big contribution to the life in this community. And we are proud to say that we have not done it ourselves. We've done it with you and your parents, your grandparents. And it's our privilege, as we represent the people of Wales who have sent this money to do this, that together we have been in partnership. It's helping people to help themselves. It's not our project, we're together in that project.
I first came to Mbale about 10 years ago with some projects run by Mbale CAP, the coordinating organisation at that time. But also I've worked within the Welsh Government itself, which has been a core funder, a key funder of this programme, and directly with the Wales and Africa programme there. So I've seen some of the very beginning, helped plant, I think, a tree at least in the very beginning, in those very early days. I'm delighted to be part of the project now as a board member. I live in Wales, but also work with an NGO in a different part of Uganda as well, in the Wera district. But Mbale is where I had all my initial experience and a big part of my heart. So I'm delighted to be supporting. We know trees are critical, right? They're critical for the natural environment. They're critical for human society. We have to support them, and particularly, although my colleagues, I'll check with my colleagues as I say this, but particularly in this part of the world, and climate change is affecting us all. Climate change knows no boundaries. And trees here are very critical. And what's wonderful about this project is that it supports holistically human society and the natural environment at the same time, as you will hear more about. But also the trees here, a tree planted on the equator in this part of the world absorbs around 4 times more carbon than a tree planted even in our hemisphere in the UK. So it's very vital for everyone that we do this type of work, and I'm very happy to be involved. Thank you.
That they have given, you can tell that what we do is to plant, distribute, and monitor the trees that were planted. We've also heard from the history that not only are we supporting tree planting, but we involve ourselves in other livelihood initiatives, the lives of the people. Why? Because we learned that planting a tree is an event, but to grow a tree is a process, because you need to nurture, you need to look to take care of it. The difference between millet and a tree crop is because one actually takes a very short time, 2 to 3 months, and the other can take 6 months, 1 year, 20 years, 40, 100 years. A pine tree in the northern hemisphere, as she said, takes about 70 to 100 years, thereabout. But a pine tree here in Mbale, I think a tree grower takes about 12 to 13 years. If you are bad luck, you can sell. So the trees we grow are of various types. But why are we growing these trees? Is one, to mitigate against climate change. Climate change is unprecedented. It's affecting the northern and the southern hemisphere. None of us developed or not developed, developing or middle income, higher income status is being spared by climate change. So our efforts in Mbale is a part of a growing effort globally to combat against climate change, to mitigate against climate change through tree planting. Secondly, why we plant trees is to enable man, is to enable communities, is to enable societies, villages, clans adapt the changing environment. Why? Because we recognize that climate change is not about going to end. It's a lie to sit there and say, oh, you know, this thing is just going to pass away. It's going to become harsher and harsher. But at the same time, you and I need to survive. At the same time, our communities, our clansmen, yes, whether in cities, towns, villages, and the countryside, they need to survive. And therefore, adaptation is part of the survival process for communities, for societies, for nations, continents, and the entire globe. The third reason why we plant trees is to enhance livelihoods, because some of the tree species that we plant have got value in the short term, in the medium term, and the long term. I said already that many trees, most trees take long to grow. In the short term, some of the tree species we grow provide fodder. And the Mbale region, I mean all the 6 districts of the Greater Mbale, it's known for small land holdings, but it's also known for zero grazing. The size of land ranges from less than a quarter an acre to at most maybe 5 or 6, depending whether you're up in the highlands or here on the lowlands. But if you are going to feed goats, if you are going to keep dairy animals like many of us do, you will have to plant tree crops such as calandria, sesban, in order to be a source of feed for the animal. We promote that, contributing to livelihoods. Because when you feed animals, it's a potential for income, but it's also a potential for improving nutrition at the household level and at the community at the end of the day. Some of the tree species that most tree species that we grow, they are able to bind soils. They are able to enhance soil fertility, especially those with the deep roots. They are able to bring nutrients from deep in the soil to the surface, where some of the basic crops we grow, like banana, like coffee, cassava, yams, dodo, among others, grow. So they enhance nutrient flow in the soils, which contributes to improved yields. Improved yields means that there's more food and therefore improved food security. Improved food security at different levels means, 1, you've got enough food. Increased yield, a lot of food is available. 2, improved food is in terms of nutrition, quality of the food that we eat. And 3 is about making sure that food is available for everybody. Trees contribute to improved soil fertility, and some of the trees we grow contribute to improve the soils, and that promotes sustainable land management, which we promote among the communities. And then the other tree species that we grow, actually in the medium to long term, they provide timber, they provide building poles. Many of us, considering our backgrounds, we've slept in huts. We need to build timbers. At the end of the day, where do we get it? We get from the trees that we plant or already we found growing. And then if we upgrade to brick houses, we need timber for various purposes, for domestic use and for industrial uses. But I think, like in the history that was given to us, most importantly, because most of our households at home depend on firewood, we daily depend on firewood. I have a history of working in the Mount Elgon region, both Kenya and Uganda, from 2006 up to today. I can tell you that what we see around has changed a lot from what it was in early 2000, where the environment was heavily degraded. Then, among other things, we work with the individual households, we also work with the groups. Now, for some of these groups, because there's much more than planting trees, in order to reduce dependability, we promote financial literacy. There are many self-help groups There are many merry-go-rounds. 5 people sit and they say, tomorrow we'll contribute money to you. And maybe the other day it will be contributed to X. By the end of the year, we are going to have a bull. We will have to share the meat. Now, we realize that these are some of the opportunities to strengthen financial literacy at the village level. So what we've done, or what we do, we strengthen these groups by registering them at the sub-county level and others at the district level. And considering how they are performing, we've been able to provide some of these groups seed fund to enhance their savings so that the fund can revolve and support their today livelihood needs and initiatives, which they can invest into growing more crops, or they can do businesses. Now, as they do those kinds of investment, they're able to improve their livelihoods, they're able to improve their resilience to the changing climate, they're able to meet medical costs. When they go to hospitals and clinics, they are able to actually pay school fees for their children. We also deliberately work with women, as you will hear from one of us, under different themes: gender and climate justice, advance gender equality, to enhance resilience, to the changing climate. All these are aimed to involve the different genders in the Greater Mbale as well as in Bukedea, to engage in adapting to the changing climate or to mitigate against climate change. Because we recognize that the different genders have different roles. Some of the communities we come from is men who own the land, and it's the women who planted the trees. When it comes to sharing benefits, there's a problem there. So some of the projects is try to bring harmony at household level, where husband and wife are able to work together, and whatever investment they make through tree planting is for the good of the household, is good for all the genders, and it helps reduce violence, gender-related violence at household level. And then some of the things we do is to enhance training in different themes, depending on the needs of the community. So in summary, that's what we do as Mount Elgon Tree Growing Enterprise, together with our partners, MIAC and BRDC, with the overall supervision and oversight by the board. Why do we do this? I've already indicated in one way or the other. Maybe I should become much more clearer. To adapt to the changing climate, to mitigate against climate change, and also to enhance community resilience, household resilience. Because we like it or not, climate change is never going to go away. And above all, is also to enhance the values of trees in our schools, in our communities, in every setting that we find ourselves in. But also, we do this in order to contribute to national commitments. Uganda is part of the global community, and Uganda as a country commits to international processes, one of which is to fight against climate change or to adapt to climate change. So whatever we do here has got not only local implications, but it has got district, national, regional, and international commitments. You ask me why? One, whatever we do, we are just complementing the districts of Mbale and Msindra, among others in the Greater Mbale and the Bukedea district, to do their work. We are supporting. But when you open up at a national level, we are complementing the central government to enhance tree cover in the country. And when Uganda enhances its tree cover, it is committing to itself to international agreements she signed to, committing to achieve certain targets in line with those global processes. That's why we do these things. We've all had in the Sustainable Development Agenda, there are 17 goals. Whatever we do locally here is contributing to several of those goals, including about life, including about climate change, including about gender, livelihoods, among others. So local actions, but with the national, regional, and global implications. Uganda is also a member of the East African Community. Some of the things that we are doing locally here mirrors the commitments Uganda has made at the level of the East African Community and at the level of the African Union. We say in the development agenda that you think globally and you act locally.
My summary will mainly include the how approach. So at METGE, first of all, we start with collaboration. We value collaborations and partnerships. So wherever we are working in these 7 districts, we have memorandum of understanding with all these districts. And that helps us where to reach the community and also helps us to report to the districts to inform them of what we are doing. Not only the districts, but we also have agreements with the Ministry of Water and Environment. We also collaborate with the Ministry of Agriculture, National Forestry Authority, and Uganda Wildlife Authority. So all these are mandated by the Tree Planting Act to deliver these commitments. So we contribute part of that. So through these collaborations, we also deliver our targets. As we do these collaborations, we also go down on ground. For us to deliver all our interventions, we do mobilization of groups, and this mobilization is done from the district, sub-county, and village levels. So we work with these local community established groups. We train them on how to raise tree seedlings, how to plant them, and other livelihood interventions. But also, you know that we have been working with you, the media, to reach out to these communities. Because us alone, we don't have a huge voice to reach there. So, but we've been working with you to also reach the communities and pass that information. Now, the main activity, how we have achieved the 25 million trees, is because we have partnered with the different communities to establish community-led tree nurseries. So since 2010, a network of about 45 nursery network was established, and these are distributed across the region, and these nurseries are producing indigenous tree seedlings. And why we are promoting indigenous is most of the trees that used to help us here in the region were indigenous, and they are the ones which we ourselves or our fathers are cutting. And these trees, we know they are very hard. That's what people are using now to burn bricks or even to burn charcoal. And right now there is a wave where people are planting eucalyptus and pine everywhere. But we know that is not sustainable, and the rate of eucalyptus and pine's absorption of carbon is very low compared to these other indigenous trees. So we have a variety of about 25 tree species which we are promoting locally, and these, they are not only contributing to carbon sequestration, but they are also contributing to herbal medicine, people know advantages of some of these ones. Like there's a tree called Chifabakazi. I know most of you know it. and the ladies here, if you have never used it, but I'm sure you have heard stories about it. There are those which are helpful in preventing cough, so we promote all these trees. Then we also promote fruit tree species. As people are growing the other indigenous trees, which take long to grow, but the fruit trees are able to support them with fruits, and these ones are fed to people at home, but also others are sold to earn an income. So in a way, it improves food nutrition security at households, but also income for the farmers.
So the gender and safeguarding aspect, I want to assure you that METGE is a very safe and healthy organization, and we do this through promoting safeguarding and gender. Through safeguarding, we have safeguards in place to ensure that the community we work with, the staff are safe and are protected. We have policies that guide the organization, and that's a safeguard. We also have a code of conduct that guides the staff on how to carry themselves at the office and when they're interacting with the communities. We also do self-declaration. As long as you are a METGE staff, you have to first declare that you have gone through the safeguards, the policies, and you have read them and understood, so that you are able to interact or mingle with the communities that we work with. And this has really helped us. We also do refresher trainings just to check ourselves, to ensure that we are still on track, that we are still mainstreaming the gender and the safeguarding aspect. Gender, I am sure that most men here, when they hear gender, they think it is a women thing. Gender is me and Michael. It means the gender roles. How do we work together? How do men and women work together? So that is how the aspect of gender comes in. You have seen that there are organizations that employ only men. At METGE, we ensure that we have women and we have also the other gender. That is a promotion of gender equality. We also have gender champions, both at the office, at the partner organizations, even in the communities. A gender champion is it is a strategy to promote gender equality. Yeah, we have that in place. We also promote gender projects. We have 2 gender projects running. One was implemented in Mbale district and the other one was implemented in Manafa. All this we do to promote gender equality, and we got funds from our funders, that is the Welsh government. And when we got these funds, we were able to promote gender equality through the several trainings that were conducted.
I am Superintendent of Police at Taitika Rogers, and I'm the one who speaks for police in the Bugisu sub-region. I will take this opportunity, of course, to ask you to forgive me because I chipped in a little bit late, but I'm just late because of other commitments. You know, the season we are, it is down to each and every one of us. Ideally, I want to take this opportunity on behalf of the police to thank METGE for this initiative and of course the associated partners. I want to say that in this contemporary era, we can't live without forests. That is a fact. You get it? So when they are coming on board, of course they have been on board, but they are intensifying their campaign to see that we continue living. As security, of course, the mandate of the police, each and every one of us knows that we are mandated with the responsibility of securing life and property, but we cannot do the same when we are not putting into consideration the forest which we are trying on. Now I've talked about a number of issues, but I want to tell you that their initiative is welcome as on the side of security. Why? we are registering a number of violence, gender-based violence, where we are registering young children being defiled when they have gone to collect firewood in the farm hinterlands. We have registered situations where the women, they have been subjected to rape, you understand, because they have gone to look for collecting firewood. Ideally, we've seen even forest harboring water sources. So this METGE and its associated partner, they are doing us a very good work, a very wonderful job of which we need also to be happy with. Ideally, as security in the entire sub-region, I want to reaffirm that we are very much ready to support this cause so that we can strike a success. The marathon which is forthcoming, that is on this Saturday, I want to assure you, upon satisfying everything, like I've just interacted with one of the key people on this initiative. He has confirmed to me that they have made all the write-ups and they are very much ready. So on that basis, I want to assure you that on Saturday, we're going to make sure that the security is guaranteed for all the participants, and we also ask the organizers to prioritize of course the safety of the participants. For us, we team up with you guys to ensure that everyone is safe. We want not to be on a gate on the spot when we are really making serious headlines on unusual situations. So I'm told we shall have those ones that will be walking, those that will be running, is it 5 kilometers? There are those ones of 10 kilometers, and those who will be walking. I think I'll also be part of this, as CJJ wants to find out, but you just on that very day I will be much available, and of course other officers, to see that we embrace this initiative with those few very many words. At the same time, I want to end here, and I wish you the best. If there are some questions, you put it to me as I
to be involved. One, by publishing and disseminating information. We've got so much that can add value to your newsrooms. Please, from the media, let us collaborate, let us cooperate. I already know that some of the stations like Open Gate have been very instrumental. We've been using you, but we like others, even those in social media. Let's find ways of how we can work together. I've just heard that the representative from UBA banks, through your corporate social responsibility, we can actually create an area for you in these districts we're talking about, including Bukedea, where we can, because we've got these seedlings, all that we need is for us to agree how best actually you can support us, because we require the financial resources. And over time, even when your board of governors come from wherever they are, you can have something to show that indeed, beyond just actually being behind the teller, but we also involved in making sure that where the money is coming from, it is greener, it's generating income, and it's helping people actually to send their children to school. We need you. And how do we participate? We can also participate recognizing the fact that you've got the resources, both at individual, at corporate level. Partnership is all about having shared values, shared risks. I am sure whether you're in the banking sector, whether you're in the military, whatever sector you belong to, one thing that's very clear is that climate change and its effects is a shared risk. Working together with you, we can regenerate the Mount Elgon region. I'm one of those who, since 2006, I can give you a testimony that a lot has, in as far as the run is concerned, the run will be held at the Uganda Christian University grounds. The details will be provided by MT Kunda. I take this opportunity on my own behalf of METGE board and staff and our implementing partners and even the funders who want to invite you to this run. Welcome. See you there that day. Thank you.
We are having the run, first of all, to set everything clear. The run is on this Saturday, the 25th. We are converging at 7 a.m. at UCU grounds. We are having 3 categories of runs. The first category is for people who are not so fit. I think it's meant for those kind of people. I see Ronnie Wabomba is pointing at Mr. Javi, but I know Mr. Javi is a very fit man. He can actually do the 10 kilometers. So we have the first category of walking. These are going to be walking with the band, the brass band. So we are going to have a walk of about 1 or 1.5 kilometers around town. The second category is the 5 kilometers run. Then the third category is going to be the 10 kilometers. We have published the routes and we've been sharing them on social media platforms. But the walkers will have to set off from UCU grounds, that is opposite main hospital gate on Parisa Road. They are going to set off from there, pass via Clock Tower, go to Republic Street, branch at CPS, then branch at Bank of Uganda, through Cathedral Avenue, then connect to Majanga Road, to Navionga Rise, Parisa Road, back to UCU grounds. Then the ones of 5 kilometers, we are setting off from UCU grounds. Then we go through Clock Tower. We branch down to the bus park. We go to Majanga Road. We pass via Bugwere Market, industrial area. Then we branch at Total petrol station, that is on Tirinyi Road. Then we come, we pass nearby Mbale Municipal Stadium, through Mbale SS, then back to UCU grounds. The 10 kilometers group will pass, will set off from UCU grounds via Republic Street. We go up to, we pass via Thatch Gardens, via Friends Inn, then we pass by Mbale Sports Club, Mount Elgon Hospital, St. Austin, that road. We go on Tororo Road, we come to Majanga Road, to Bugwere Market, we pass via Nairon, we pass via Mbale SS, Goma SS, then back to UCU grounds. However, if you don't memorize this route so well, there is no worry still, because we'll have people at key points directing those who will be running. One, to show them direction, but also to avoid the people who might want to start from the middle. So we'll have a specific vehicle following, especially the leading people from the start up to the end. So there won't be issues of someone sleeping with a kit and waking up or joining around Mbale SS to come and finish the race. So we'll be We'll be monitoring that very well, and the winners definitely will go home with medals, very beautiful medals. And we call upon the general public to come and participate in this run as we celebrate Mother Nature for keeping us alive this long, and also as we support to make sure that we bring a big change to the environment so that we can support ourselves and support the coming generations. We heard from everybody. We've heard from the police. So the security is going to be with us, especially the traffic police. They will be opening up the running routes so that there are no accidents. We will have them on ground trying to make sure everything is flowing on well. So the person we've not heard from is the gentleman from Red Cross. Like I had said earlier on, we are ready so that some of us that have not done any exercise in a long time, should your heart breathe more than normal, we should be able to have you in check. So no one is going to have any problem. We are very set to make sure that everybody is okay. Not to preempt his communication, I would like
that how much?
Okay, I thought we would have a question and answer.
Let's do the question and answer.
Okay. So for those interested in having a kit, we have 3 major points where we are selling our kits from. A kit is at 25,000 shillings only, and you can find it at Zion Microfinance Limited. That is on North Road, opposite North Road Primary School. The other point is Giderson Holding Center. Is that the right word, sir? Giderson Holding Center. It is at Guga Mall, first floor, room A24. The other location you can get the kit from is from METGE offices in senior quarters. Yeah, then the other location that actually works very best is calling the numbers on those flyers that we are saturating around. We will actually deliver it to you wherever you are. Even if you are in Gulu, we will go there and give you the kit. And you can contact me. My name is MT Nkuda from MT Records, and my number is all over the place, sure. If you don't have my number, I am sure you know someone that has my number. You can contact me and I will deliver the kit to you. With some brief communication from the organizing team and METGE, very, very brief. We'll register ourselves definitely before that, and then we'll have some aerobics to warm up the blood. It is a Saturday, so it follows a Friday night. You know, sometimes some people be happy on a Friday, so we want to first make sure the blood is warm enough before we can kick off the running. And after the aerobics, we will have we will be flagged off by the chief runner, and we'll flag off first the 10-kilometer group, then we'll flag off the 5-kilometer group, then we'll flag off the walking group with the band. Then once everyone has converged back, I know some people might even not make it back. They might use a border back home due to fitness levels, but those who have come back will have brief communication from METGE, brief communication from the chief runner, awarding of the winners, and then we'll enjoy the exhibition, and departure will be at leisure. That is precisely the program for the marathon on Saturday, which is tentative, definitely to some adjustments, 1 or 2 in case they happen to come.
The meandering person is allowed.
If you're meandering in peace, we have no problem with it. And meandering in our vest, that is allowed. If you are not a threat, like we have seen earlier on, the security will be tight. People who intend to come and join the run with bad intentions will be dealt with, so I would advise them to stay home instead. come only if you mean good to the run and you're one of us or you're for us.
Having a flash.